So every sign we make, we try to do it all in house. Every sign starts off with a need, right? A customer has a need, whether it's a new location, a truck hit their sign, they want to up their graphics.
Right.
Maybe it's a new business from start. It starts with a need, and they contact us looking to see if we can fulfill that or not. If we can, if we're able to help them, that's great. So what will happen is they'll send us a request for quote, or they'll have us come out look at it. We'll measure a sign. We go up there either on a scissor lift, a ladder, whatever, depending on how high it is and what the size are. Maybe it's something they ask us for a small desk form like what we're going to do today. And then we'll go back, we'll sit down, and I have a designer that works for me, and we'll look at the stuff we can do. If it's, maybe they're asking for something we can't do, we'll tell them, hey, we can't do that. Here's what we offer that's similar to this. And we try to fit them in something that's in our wheelhouse. If it's not a big deal. If we can't get it done, we'll recommend somebody that we know that can and pass that along. But once we get the quote request, we'll start looking at the pricing. We'll take all of our raw materials together, the acrylic, the aluminum, the framing material for the constructions. Is it getting powder coated, painted? Is it pre-assembled? Is it welded? Is there any kind of plasma cutting, saw labor, all that kind of stuff? We break it all down, itemize it, and then we are able to go through and I'll estimate how many hours it's going to take. Is it going to take 2 hours? Is it how long is it going to take for us to build it in the shop? Then is there installation? Now with installation, is it something that we're going to be going on site to do? Is it something that's a new construction? Is there permits? Is there equipment that we need? I'll have to look through all that stuff. A lot of times permits, like in Perkins Township or a lot of those bigger places, they require a few $100s.
Yeah.
Luckily for the city of Fremont, it's a $15 sign fee, plus the Ohio Building Code, they require a permit cost as well. But, so once we have that down, and we'll send an approval to a customer, and I'll say, hey, we like it, we don't like it, whatever, after we've agreed upon the money, they've got the design now in their hands, they sign off on it, send it back to us, send us their down payment, we start building it, and then I'll kind of walk you through that process. So here we got, it doesn't look like it, but over there is basically a bunch of pieces for a couple things. RSS security and another new pizza company going into Sandusky, which is actually going in place of where the Pizza Boys location was. That's going to be Fire Rock Pizza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this stuff's pretty neat. I'll show you that in a minute. But so everything's made of a bunch of components. It's going to be acrylic, aluminum, LEDs, power supplies, a bunch of stuff. But for this instance, we actually make the channels here. You can tell this is part of the A that this is going to be for. So that would all go together. But we start off by making everything all separate, and then we take it over, we'll assemble it. This is one of the machines we just got in. It'll actually bend all of the channel lettering together to make those shapes. It all does it all CNC. That's what we made your sign frame on. This is the laser, and this is what we can cut some of the acrylic on. We do a lot of wood engraving on it for some people, and that's that portion also. So after we have the design, we make it into a format that we can use for our machines, usually a DXF or a drawing or an AI file, Adobe Illustrator file, or a PDF. We put that into our machines. The machines do their part of it, and then we get a bunch of miscellaneous pieces, and then we take the man hours and put it all together, and then we go and install it. So on here, you can see, we'll kind of break yours down for you. We made this nice little sign. So there would be the backer of a channel letter. We put the lights on, and they're all 12-volt supply, nice bright LEDs, good 3M backing tape on them. And then we have a sign face, which is made of acrylic, and then that aluminum channel letter edging that we bent on the CNC machine.
Wow, that's neat.
Yeah, so once we put that together, we'll actually go through and we'll glue it all.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
This gets glued to the outside face with a special glue, and then we'll assemble it all, pre-assemble it. We'll pre-drill all the holes, get everything lined up right, and then we'll laminate the decal on it. And with a clear, with a white acrylic, we'll use a clear laminate, a clear vinyl we print right on top of, and then we laminate that, and then we apply that right to the front face. So sometimes we'll just use some other stuff, like I'll show you this other neat part here. This is called a night day acrylic, and I should take the protective bag here off. Never comes off easy when you want it to.
Yeah.
This is unique to the industry. A lot of, if your customer wants black lettering, a lot of times they'll get a white acrylic with a black perforated vinyl applied to the front face of it. That works, but unfortunately you'll still see, depending on how close you are to the sign, you'll still see all the little pinholes
Yeah.
there, the white showing through. But this, when it's in a channel, it's actually made to look black. But once
Oh
you
yeah.
put light behind it,
Yeah.
it becomes lit, illuminated. So it's called night and day, night, and you can actually you can put other things behind it. So once you have, you can put lettering in the back side, so when you turn the lights on, you see that, but before you wouldn't see that. So it's pretty cool.
That is neat.
Something that's newer to the industry. It's not been out that long, but that's what we're going to be using for Fire Rock Pizza, because they wanted part of their logo is black
Okay.
on the face of their building. So this will be nice and black. Then when the lights come on, it'll shine through.
Wow, that's
So
neat.
yeah, you can't, because you can't light up normally black acrylic at nighttime. Doesn't allow light to go through.
Right.
So it's pretty
Wow.
neat. So once we get all the components made and assembled, we'll put them all together, and then that's how we get the finished sign.
Awesome.
So now you got something you can take and put on your desk.
Heck yeah, man. Cool, cool. Great job. How long you guys been in business now, 419 Signs?
Well, so
you started out as a different name, right?
419 Signs is just a DBA, actually.
Yeah.
Our legal entity is Teague Technologies.
Yeah.
It was something that I thought, oh, it sounds like it's a really cool name. It's got my last name and it's exciting. But I thought, so we got guys coming in and out here.
Yeah.
But I thought it's something that'd be cool to have my last name at. As I wanted to grow the business, I realized that sometimes having your last name there isn't necessarily the most valuable asset. But at the same time, the word technologies meant that nobody knew what we did. So if we wanted to say, hey, we do specifically this, we had to somehow change our name and kind of rebrand a little bit to get to be known for specifically certain items. And then the other thing was, we want to be able to tell people where we work at. And rather than having the name Teague, because Teague, nobody knows my name here, and maybe not many people know my name from where I'm born and raised at in Worcester, Ohio, but 419 Signs tells you everything all in itself.
Yeah, it does.
We're in the 419, and we do signs. You know, I've thought about, when we started out, we renamed it, we thought about going like North Coast, or like Roger Coons has that, Great Lakes, some other guys have that. There's all those neat things out there, but there wasn't a lot of 419 stuff. So we said, hey, you know what, 419 Signs. It says where we are, it says what we do. We went to the sign specifically, besides the metal art, which we started off doing, because with the metal art, to feed my family and the guys that work for me, to make sure everybody's getting the right income they need to do, it's really hard to do that off of metal art. One, because you're selling to a consumer, and they understand what the cost base is. I'm sorry, should have muted that. One, they don't understand the cost base when prices go up like what steel does, because to them, excuse me, a $60 part is still a $60 part for the wall. Whether the material now is doubled, they don't want to pay generally any more than $60. So it's hard to justify that. When in a commercial setting, everybody generally knows that their costs are going up. So if a sign that used to cost them, say, $1,000 last year now costs them $1,500 or $1,200 this year, they understand that because their raw materials have gone up, and they know that things have changed, and it's just a general industry standard. But with the bigger items, we're able to do those and to provide for our families as well. So that's why we've gone more to the commercial side of things. It's allowed us to grow. It's allowed us to buy all the equipment we're doing here, and keep the guys locally employed. All of our guys travel from Fremont. We actually had a guy move from Arizona up here, and then we hired him, and he's one of our best fabricators we have. He did that handrail sitting right next to you.
Wow.
We do a lot of artistic handrail on the side. That's kind of a little niche that we've had. There's not a lot of that around here. We started off doing it for some customers, done it for like CR Juices, downtown Fremont. We have the one down there, and a bunch of other places around. But that kind of became our niche that we do whenever the shop's kind of slow or we have some time. We'll start doing some of the handrail on the side there. It's something that the guys enjoy doing, so it lets them have that fabrication edge, and it's really there's a need for it in the community.
Yeah, down at I like that one down at 1016 Fifth.
Oh yes, exactly.
Wow.
So CGS.
CGS. Wow, that's nice.
Yep, we just put that up just early this week.
Yeah.
They moved from right across the street on
over there on Ohio Avenue. Yeah.
Yep, and that's a neat one. All lit up. My favorite colors, red, white, and blue. So they have all that.
I like
there.
how you had the Fremont in cursive.
Yeah. Yep. We were able to cut all that in the plasma, CNC plasma cutter.
Wow.
Yep. We cut it all, bent it all. Formed it all here. It's all aluminum construction, so there's not gonna be any rusting there or anything. We try to keep everything that we're gonna give to our customers to have a good life cycle. Unfortunately, it might make them not come back to us as soon, but at the same time, it's give them a good quality.
Speaking
product.
of that, have you got track of how many signs you've made?
I don't. I actually have a map. I've started to put a pin on every place we've been.
Okay,
and
that's a good idea.
The whole area here, but we've gone as far as all the way down to Worcester, Smithville area. We went to church down there. We have friends down there. We've done some work down there, all the way up into just to the edge of Michigan. So we've covered quite a bit there. And I always tell people, hey, 2 hours is our driving time. We don't ever want to travel more than that. Mostly because, not the fact I don't like to travel, but I know that there's somebody that's more cost effective and more competitive in your backyard rather than me driving all the way down there.
Exactly.
So the CGS, we had a really good repeat customer, a la carte cafe.
Yeah.
We've done a lot for them. Bill's
the Victors.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's a nice sign.
Lunch today.
Yeah.
So we always want to make sure we're giving somebody our best because we know that they might come back to us for something else. Even if it's just a guy that we've done metal art for, I know that guy eventually maybe he's a store owner, maybe he's a business person, a salesman, whatever he might be. He does something else besides just buy my product. So we want to make sure that he's taken care of and getting the best quality out of our stuff that he can get. He might come back someday, and maybe he doesn't. It's not a big. It's not that's not a big deal, but it's no hurt feelings if we don't get repeat customers. But we want to make sure that we're providing everybody the same level of service that we would get ourselves.
Right. Huh.
So one of the things that we all also strive with is having a good atmosphere. So we want to make sure that our employees are well taken care of.
Right.
We try to do as much pay as we can and still be economic with our customers and our services we're providing. We know that we're not as big as some of the places that we have worked in the past, but we still do the same quality of care for our employees as well.
Right.
So,
well, thanks a lot, Chris, for the tour and for the sign.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So keep up the great work. 419 Chris Teague and his team.
Signs.
How many people you got working on it?
We got 4 working for us.
4 working. Awesome. That's awesome.
So we're growing. We're always looking for more people. We want to eventually get somebody to do our graphics for us in-house too. So
how do we get a hold of you? How do you get a hold of you? Just 419, right?
Yeah.
419 signs.
419. Let's see here.
Well, you're on Facebook, 419 signs,
sorry.
right?
I got guys going in now. I'm not thinking about that.
419 signs.
It's our business number is 1-844-419-7146, or you can email us at sales@419-signs.com. Facebook 419 signs, Instagram 419 signs. You can get a hold of us pretty much any way you'd like. So,
all right.
If you don't call my cell phone, we'll get a hold of you there too.
All right. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Thank you, Sonny.